It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
So rumor is it works a lot better if you turn it on. So what I was saying is, welcome, model citizens. I hope everyone's having a great evening. Tonight we are building the West End Shack. And I don't know if people get the Love Shack reference, but it goes back to either my high school or college days. Don't exactly remember which, but from back in the day. So I'm hoping some people get the reference. Before I say hello to people, I do want to mention I got a poll going on, and I'm actually very surprised by the results so far. The poll is, do you prefer solo shows where you can see more details, or group shows with more going on at once? And just to explain a little bit, is to get the higher quality, at this point I can't bring guests up. I just don't have the computer to do that. So, I know, Andrew, it is too bad that I can't play it. But yeah, it's the B-52s between Rock Lobster and Love Shack. It's good stuff. But I got the poll going on, and it basically comes down to, in order to be able to do the close-ups on these N-scale models, I can't really run it through StreamYard because I just don't get the quality. But if I don't run it through StreamYard right now, I don't have a computer powerful enough to bring up guests. So I'm kind of asking, what people like seeing. Do they like being able to see the details, like when I build an N-scale palette? Or are they more into the banter and that sort of stuff. Let's take a quick look. See who's, oh, and of course it went blank on me, of course. Of course it went blank. Let's try this again, shall we? Pop out the chat, move it over here. And, okay, that should be the same. And it's not showing the participants list for whatever reason. Well, looks like, there we go. I got it. Let's see how many technical issues Heath can have before the stream even starts. Welcome, Adam Cruz. How you doing, sir? RD0, Awesome America, Model Railroading's in the house. Cameron Caboose 121 is here. Totally blanking whether it's Gary or Greg. I believe it's Gary. Creepy013 in the house from Australia. We got Edward Cady here as well. We got Rick, or I'm going to start calling him Chip, but Fultz Bailey Model Railroads in the house. Frank Steeler Fan 820 is here. John Train BFGR. John, I don't know if you saw the trailer, but it's actually my G-Scale pulling all of my cars, including the 3 new ones that I got from you. My locomotive is struggling like crazy now with all the cars it's pulling, but I've got some plans ahead for that one, so we'll see how that goes. We got Ken and Rich, Custom Models in the house. Lauren Hurwitz is here as well. Tim from CP368 Productions, Lynn McCurdy, and the HD MMRC in the house. We've got Martin Searsma here, Marty from M&M Shortline, Andrew, Mr. Pictovid, also known as Mr. Hot Dog. We've got John number 7, Mystic Southern Railway. Nisi J in the house, bringing the donuts with her today. We've got Mike Rail Artist is here, Rebel and Trains joining us. Risden and Rome Model Railroad is here. Ron Moen is joining us as well. Roy Eltham in the house. Sean McGee is here. Shays, N-Scale, and last but not least, I think it's Steven from Wigwag Workshop. Thank you for everyone who has shown up in the participants list, which basically means that you've commented at some point or another so far. And if I missed you, I apologize. Let's see, Rally is checking in as well. So if other people are here and I miss you, I apologize. I have not seen Dragon Ball Tech here yet. But Rally, I do got some trains running. If you check out in the back, I've got an HO scale and an N scale train running. I also have on the overhead tracks, they're not running right now, but I do have a G scale and an O scale up there. They make a little bit more noise, so just currently not running them. Okay, good. I got it right. Just making sure. Sometimes I get it wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. Oh yeah, Rally, the Z scale's there. I just got some cables that I wanted to get. Let's see, just hold them up. I got some cables that I wanted to get, and I've got I got a little accessory switch as well. So I'm going to use these with the AR2 to get it all set up. So yeah, it's not running yet. Norman Rowe, yes, you are chopped liver. At least that's what I heard. Gary, you missed when I called you out that I completely forgot your name. You don't have the Z-Scale running after last week. No, I didn't finish it. I was waiting. This cable just came in today. And this is the cable with the connector that I needed to go into the accessory switch. So I haven't filed that up. Are we going to open that box you just set on the table? Are you talking about this one? That's my version of Doritos. That's my, so I have 2 homages to Tom from Tom's Trains and Things in here. We've got the Earth Balance squares, which are my version of the Doritos, and then we've got the ladder in the corner as well. Apparently, it's working for Tom. So, I figure I gotta step my game up. I gotta bring the food and bring the ladder. So that's that plan. Before we get into matzah, no matzah, it's not Passover yet. Before we get into the build of the Love Shack tonight, Nisi, the Daisy Dukes were only when Tom cleaned the bathroom. They have not helped him get additional subscribers, so I am not trying out the Daisy Dukes. So, yes, Love Shack. Tom, I don't know if you were here when I mentioned it, but I do have my homage to you, both in my food and in my ladder. I'm hoping that helps my channel grow. Another thing that I did, just before we get into the build, is I got some carpet squares. I know this isn't a square, this is a cutoff, but I don't want to know why you even, like, why did that thought pass through your brain? Tom, you scare me sometimes. So I put down some carpet. It's been nice. I don't know, can you see it here? No, you can't really see it here. You can kind of see it here. But yeah, so now the room's carpeted, which is kind of nice. So I got that going on for me, which has been kind of nice. So we'll see. It smells a little bit like that, the rubber, the rubber stuff, the backing. But yeah. The only sign that I got on the door is I'm streaming, leave me alone. Maurice, I bought the carpet squares just on Amazon. This room is very small, so I didn't need a large quantity of it. And that's what I went with. So the reason I'm wearing shoes today is because it was so cold in here earlier that I had to actually borrow a heater from the Super. It just got so cold. It just got so cold. So we might get to the bare feet once I start building the Love Shack, and and I start getting nervous that I'm like trying to piece this darn thing together. That might happen. Yeah, I mean, I'm wearing my hoodie like inside my office right now. So it was and is definitely cold. No, it's not. He's not a Superman. He's just a superintendent of the building. So let's start diving in. I'll show you basically why I asked the poll question is because I want to know, and of course it's not focusing, which is just a huge bummer. There we go. The question is, do we want this kind of detail? So, we'll see. We'll bring that just out of screen right now. Move this, try and get it sort of. There we go. Okay. Move that out of the way. Wigwag says, I need a new hoodie. Stray parts on the floor hurt my bare feet. Yeah, I do, try not to necessarily walk around barefoot, but I do not have any Legos in here. Yeah, Roy, and I guess I'm just... this camera is hunting for focus today. Come on. Unfortunately, this lens is not really made for video, so we're gonna manual focus it today. Yes, autofocus is on. It's just not working. Is that what an N scale cutting pad looks like? It is kind of a small cutting pad that I have, but it's all good. Yeah, so Roy, I agree. Sometimes the detail's fun, sometimes the group shows, and I'm just trying to figure out what the balance is. And Lynn, what it really is this is an EF lens, which is really a still lens, and I'm using it on a camera that really have an R series lens, but yeah, it's not a Sony, it's a Canon, but it's the wrong lens. It's a EF lens, not an RF lens. And if anyone wants to buy me some RF lenses, I will happily accept. So let's let's open this up. It's GC Laser N Scale Craftsman Kit. And let's start. Pretty good. I haven't cut myself so far. I bought a hoodie with my channel on the back for when I do videos in May, and because of the lockdown, I haven't used it yet. Yeah, Greg, it's a good thing. Actually, on my Teespring, I've got some hoodies and stuff as well, also. So this is what we're up to. Note: follow the steps in numerical sequence. Cut the cut part sprues from sheet with a sharp hobby knife. Carpenter's yellow glue is recommended. Paint parts before removal. Yeah, I know I should be doing that. I don't know why I've got this thing. I'm nervous about painting, so we're gonna build it. It is 2 pages, so it looks like there's a lot going on. So we'll figure it out as we go. Mr. Pictovid, thank you so much. $5 towards the new lens. If anyone's curious, the lens that I want is about $1,200, but I do appreciate the $5. $5 definitely helped me put this floor in, which has been really great. So Sean wants me to skip a few. I don't know how well that would work out. I'm trying to grab I'm gonna grab the glue. I'll be right back. There we go. Got the glue. Okay. It's just some Type Bond 2. Yeah, well, it is a long way to go for the lens. Part of the thought it would be to sell this lens and buy the other lens, but I don't know. Usually the focus works much better. I don't know why it's not working today. Whatever. We'll deal with it. So let's start pulling out a couple of these parts, see what we got here. What is this? Accessories. No, adhesives. Boy, I don't know what is in here. There are some little parts in here. Let's see. So it looks like, let's get rid of this. So it looks like what's in this little bag here is, looks like it's 41 is this thing. Not really sure what some of these other things are. It's hard to know. We're going to leave that off to the side at first. It looks like the first thing that you build is the frame of it. And then after you build the frame, it looks like we're going to put the paper on. And then after the paper, we add the roofing, which it looks like this is the roofing, and then we add the details. So I guess it's time. I guess it's time to start. Shiny head is distracting the lens. Am I getting my head in the lens? I can see the glare, or I can see the shadow, but not the thing. Question, Heath, who do I blame? I blame myself. Exactly. Isn't that's how it goes. I blame myself. So let's back this up just a little bit. Give me a little more working room. Oh, I thought I had turned off the autofocus. Apparently I didn't turn off the autofocus. Let's see, what did I do? Turn the stabilizer on. So it's that way. So I'm leaving on the autofocus for a second. Let's see, because it'd be so much easier if the autofocus works. I don't know why the autofocus isn't working today. It's really kind of annoying. Is it annoying you as much as it is annoying me? Okay, there we go. Roy says ignore Tom, which is always good advice. Rebel and Trains is glad Heath's head isn't taking up the whole... Yeah, I guess I must have bent my head in front of it. So, okay, let's get on to this a little bit. They do create shadows though, but anyway, so what we're gonna do first. So 1, 2, oh geez, 4. That's what, no. Where do we think part 4 is? 4, part 4. Does anyone see part 4? I can't find part 4. 2, so here's 2. Okay, so here, okay, so this is on this page. So there's 2. There's 1. I really don't see 4. Oh, it's a reference to my early vids. So I'm looking for piece 4 right here, which I don't know where it is. Does anyone see the number 4 anywhere on here? Well, this is going to go great if I can't even find number 4. 1, 2. 3 is the acetate, which I don't know even where the acetate is. And then 4. Boy, am I just completely missing something? I don't know where 4 is. 40, 13, 4. Oh, 4. Wow. Wow, that's small. That right there is 4. That little piece right there. That's pretty crazy. Tom found it. So let's cut out. Let's cut these guys out. So this is, I honestly don't know. So this is 2. So this is 2. I'm gonna put this back up. That's 2. And this is 1. Rick, I have not seen Waldo. Is everyone looking for Waldo? There's 1. So now the question is, where do we think the acetate is? This is down here. It's number 3. Maybe it's in here? I don't see the acetate anywhere else, so let's look in here. I want to try and this is gonna work. Try to bring this closer. There we go. So let's cut this open and see if we can't find the acetate. Yeah, 4 is the door pull. It just took me a long time to find it. Aha, wow. I'm saying wow because this is the, I don't know, can you even see that piece of acetate? The piece of acetate is basically right there at the end of the thing. That is let's see. I'm trying not to knock things off my so there's the piece of acetate. So what I need to do is put the piece of acetate in the correct rotation of this guy. So nope, that's wrong. I believe that is correct. because I think this is 3. Yeah, and that's 18 there. So this is 3. So this is the one I need now. Is this guy. 3 blind mice. Oops. Oops is probably not the thing you want to be saying while you're doing this. And I don't know if anybody can tell, but I am doing a horrible job of staying on the lines. I'm not really sure. Boy. Don't really know how to get this out. One's solid, one's a liquid. I don't know what, Steve. Don't breathe on the table. I know these are like really small parts. I don't know who keeps thinking putting together N scale stuff live is a good idea. Who got that? Who got that brilliant idea? You know, it'd probably be easier just to use the plastic packaging instead of trying to actually cut all this acetate out and stuff. All right. So there's a piece of acetate. So we're going to take this guy. I guess I don't want to stick a stick thing through the acetate. The acetate goes right on that. And then once I get that lined up, then we're going to take this guy, we're going to lay him on top. And that's what we're trying to make right there is this little, it's moving around on me. This little sandwich right here is what I'm trying to make with that piece of acetate in the hole. There we go. Now I just have to glue it together. Adam says, would have been better to use scissors. Probably right. Probably very, very accurate statement. And I noticed the camera's like really in my face right now. I don't know. I don't know what's a good spot to put this in. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. No, not a sandwich. Saying a door is this. Yeah. I guess that door is a sandwich. So let me. Oh, wax paper. I want wax paper. Oh. Okay, so we're gonna get some wax paper so we can try not to glue stuff to everything. It's just cut right. Wax paper. Nothing fancy. Try not to get things lost. Okay. Let's just do this. Here we go. There we go. Okay, so we're back on this guy. I don't know how I have no idea how I'm gonna even glue this thing. I did not put a new blade in today. It's the same blade from last week. So yeah, I probably should put a new blade in. After I figure out how to glue this in, we'll do that. So we're gonna get this instead. Let's see. Okay. So there's a little bit of white glue. I guess, you know, what might be easier would be to just use canopy glue for this. Just kind of fill it in with canopy glue. All right, so there's the one half. I'm going to get a toothpick out. Yeah, I know. I should have gotten another blade. I do actually know that. I was being lazy. I didn't do it. I'll do it in a second. So we're gonna we're gonna line this up. Looks like I need to rotate it. Okay, so I kind of would love to see somebody else doing this to see how hard this is. Like, is it just hard for me, or is it hard for everybody? I don't really know the answer. I mean, I'm sure people here would tell me it's just me. But I can't believe this would be like easy for somebody. Alright, so I got some glue on kind of the bottom edge of the window. And what I'm attempting to do now is basically get all of this lined up. Lined up. Oops, wrong way, sorry. Let me tip this down this way. There we go. Let's focus it. There we go. So what I'm kind of trying to do, work this into place. I know everyone in the chat right now is like yelling suggestions at me, and I'm like trying to do this before the glue dries. All right, that's actually pretty lined up right there. That is pretty lined up. So now we're going to try and get the other part of the door. Tom says, no questions, Heath. That's our job. All right. That did not land as I wanted it to. There we go. Looks like I got a little door sandwich. So I do need to get, I'm going to let this dry a little bit first. But I do need to get some glue basically around the top part to help kind of keep the top part together. But I think we're going to leave that alone, and I think we're going to move on to part 4. We're going to move on to part 4. Which, if you weren't here earlier, part 4, part 3.5, we're going to take this blade out. We're going to put this blade in the old blades bin, and we're going to get a new blade. Artie, what was your GG1 question? I was probably a little busy and probably completely missed it. Okay, so here's a new blade. It's just one. So this is my number 11 blades, and actually I have some other straight blades and stuff in there too, but mostly just the never remember which way it goes in. This is a Fisker. Nope, that's not. Why is it sticking like this? Having a little issue tightening it for some unknown reason. I may have to go pull out another one in a second. What medicine was in that bottle? Medicine that I already took. I have no idea. Who knows what was in that bottle? Okay, so there we go. Let's actually, before we do the handle, let's try and get a little glue on the top of this. So this door is actually going to open. Let's see if I can open this door and get that bent. Bend door, bend. So there's a little perforation here, and I'm trying to, a little perforation right here, and I'm just trying to bend it along that perforation. But I'm not doing a great job. Ow. Okay. Maybe shouldn't be holding it down with a knife, but there we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. And now I can put a little glue in the top. And let's just see if I can get enough white glue in there to do something. All right, well, I've kind of got a door. Kind of got a door. Now I need a door handle. And the door handle goes on this front side of the door here. And we're going to cut the door handle out, which is this guy here. And cut the door handle. It is really hard to read chat and put this together, which is, I guess, why it's nice to have guests up here. The hard part, though, is then balancing all that. Is the glue dry yet? The glue's pretty dry. Let's see. Here, don't breathe, anybody, but here's the door handle. And what we're going to do, what we're going to attempt to do, is there a keyhole in the door handle? An end scale? So what I'm going to attempt to do is put another drop of glue. We'll touch the door handle to it. And then we'll hope that it gets enough glue on it to hopefully stay. Edward Cady, the door is not ajar. The door is closed. Boy. Who, like, I feel like I'm putting together the palette again right now. And this is only number 4. And I can't even pick up the door handle, which I'm having trouble with right now. Can you have a voice-only co-host and not kill video quality? Roy, very likely. I would need to set it up, but that's actually a good idea. I should maybe try doing that. Okay, so I am not going to touch that. I'm not going to touch it. Draw a small line with a Sharpie. Yeah, so I don't know if you can see it, but it is actually on. It is actually on, and it's actually sticking out from the door, like a door handle would be sticking out from the door. Yes, we did agree that this door was a sandwich. I believe that was definitely confirmed. So we're just moving a couple things out of the way. Okay, so that was up to step 4. So now we're going to do step 5. Let me zoom back out. So step 5, we're getting at, which is right here. And it's putting 5 and 6 and 7 together, which is the floor and 2 of the walls. So let's see. So here's 6 and 7. 6 and 7 on this guy. So 6 and 7, and then the floor is 5 is here. Okay. I got it. I think I got it. I just noticed something a little interesting though. It looks like that. Oh, that was bad. Of course, I just put the thing on my wax paper where I had my glue. That was dumb. Don't do that. I mean, not that that little bit of glue is going to matter, but. Artie, are you saying you're moving faster than I am? Artie, is yours N scale as well? Let's go back to this side. It's a little easier to cut out. So this actually feels like it's not wood. It actually feels like it's cardboard of some sort. So that's kind of interesting, I guess. I guess I'm a little curious why I'm using wood glue if it is actually cardboard. But what I noticed is these holes are actually not at the bottom of the piece. The bottom of the piece is here. So the holes are up farther. So it's kind of like the walls go down farther than the base does. I am going to have to try and put these together in the correct orientation though, because it does look like this window here is in, needs to be in the correct spot. So we're going to see what happens. Cardboard is wood. Interesting. I guess I never thought about it as wood, but I guess it is, right? I mean, what else would it be? Okay. The thing I need to remember that I'm not always good at is if I'm cutting like this, I'm better off turning the piece and then cutting along this way than I would be to just keep moving my hand around. Like, it's much easier to just turn the piece and do a cut. At least for me, for my accuracy's sake, it is much easier. And I'm sure everybody in the chat already knows that, and everybody probably already does that. And I'm probably the last person to figure that out. Here we go. Okay, so now let's take a look a little closer at these pictures. So that's definitely the way that goes. We're going to put these lines on the outside, which makes it like this. And we're just going to do a little touch of glue. We're going to switch to the wood glue. We'll just use a little touch of glue and we'll start putting this together. Edward, it's actually funny you said that. I've got all these little bowls here, and I'm not actually even using it for anything. I probably should put all the small little parts in here, but, I'm living on the edge. Adam Cruz says snow in Colorado. There's snow in Colorado and snow in Australia. That's kind of fun. Yeah. Andy Estep makes a good point. There really aren't any large pieces. They are all pretty much small. So Artie's putting together a kit that is a combination of thin MDF. Outer walls are birch wood and plastic detailed windows. I'm just adding internal walls. I can't believe I'm 45 minutes into this stream and I've barely gotten anywhere. It's really interesting putting together something this small. See, and I lost the toothpick. Here's the toothpick. All right. So I am going to put a little bit of glue on the inside of these. And then I'm going to put this onto here. Just like that. And we'll do the same thing with this other one. And we'll give it a couple seconds to set up a little bit. But this part's going pretty well. That door was tough. Famous last words. Remember when I said this is going well? And then I put this on backwards. This goes this way. Is that right? We're going to get this. We're going to figure this out. All right, so I had the floor upside down, but now I've got it all together correctly. So as that's setting up, we're going to cut out pieces 8 and 9. Yes, I already lost everything. Yeah, Roy. I got it, Roy. It took me a little bit, but I got there. I got there, right? I mean, you got to admit, I knew I had a problem. Okay, so 8 and 9 are these guys. This guy here. What is kind of interesting is it does just say, you know, there's not really any instructions until you get to the backside. It's really just follow the numbers, which is kind of interesting, right? That there's not really there's not a narrative to it. It's just put it together by the numbers. I mean, I guess it worked for paint by numbers, right? Yeah. Square peg does not go in the round hole. That is very true. Even when I'm trying to get it in there, it still doesn't go no matter what I try and do. So hopefully these will be pretty obvious how they go on as well. And when I say pretty obvious, the others were pretty obvious and I completely got those backwards. So we'll see how pretty obvious this is as well. Do I remove this door? That's the question. Yes. Looks like down here I removed the door. So we're gonna take this out. I don't know if I need these pieces for something else. It doesn't look like I do. Next time, put a mark on the top side of the kit parts before cutting each section out. That is a really good idea. I can tell the top from the bottom because of this line right here. There is actually a light scribe line. And that's how I figured out so quickly kind of that I was upside down, is that, you know, I kind of figured that out. So now we're going to do some glue here. And we're going to see, I'm getting a new toothpick. Heath, do you know if we can get squared carpet tiles for these models? Artie, I have no idea, but if you can find a Taco Bell in New York City, I'm going to guess that you can find carpet squares for an N scale model. And I'm just looking, I'm trying to look at where this is going to touch on this other piece. And I'm trying to put the glue basically where it's going to touch, but not all over other places. All right, so let's see if that's enough glue. Okay, so it's kind of funny getting squeeze out on something this small, but there was definitely a little bit of squeeze out. But you know, it's coming together. It's coming together. Yeah, Lynn, I'm spending the big bucks getting a new toothpick. The other one just had too much gunk on it, so I had to upgrade. So let's do the same thing we did on the last one. Put some glue along the bottom here. Put some glue in these little holes. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue on each of these sides. And that should get this to go together pretty good. So this is just the structure that I'm building, and there's still a paper skin that's going to go on the outside of this. So, okay, so we're up to this point here, 8 and 9, and now we're going to do 10 and 11. So it looks like we're on to the paper attachment. Whew, 10 and 11. All right, so if this goes this way, then 10 is on this side, 11 is on this side. So this guy here is 10. Oh, I thought this was a B-52s concert. Al, I wish. Man, I wish we could be jamming out to some B-52s right now. That would be pretty awesome. Awesome America, SRO stands for single room occupancy. People that came to New York City on their own would rent rooms in SROs. So what I don't know is where this lines up. It looks like I'm supposed to line it up with the bottom edge. So let's go with that. And we're going to switch to a micro brush. Yeah, Norma, standing room only. For us New Yorkers, SRO means single room occupancy, but I can see how from an outsider's perspective it could be standing room only. Okay. I'm actually kind of curious when I put this on here, like, am I gonna be able to slide it around at all, or should I have figured out like a way to line it up first and then put the glue on? Because once I touch it to this now, it is not gonna go anywhere. Okay. So here we are, piece of paper. We're gonna Gonna line it up with top. All right, it did allow me to move it a little bit. Why don't I just turn it over and put it down against the table? Just trying to figure out how to give it a little bit of even pressure. But why not use the table? The rest of the world knows it is standing room only. So there we go. So that's where we're at so far. That's number 10. Next thing we'll do is we'll cut number 11 out, and number 11 is going to go on this side. So this here is number 11. Let's see if I can get a little better focus. There we go. So this here's number 11. How incredible is it that they can cut these things out in N scale so that a guy like me can put this thing together? Look at that. That's going to end up going right there on that. We'll use the same brush. We'll do the same glue idea. I'm going to actually, no, we're going to get a different brush. The glue I feel like it's just dried a little bit too much, so I should get N scale glue, much less waste. Yeah, I probably just need to just put less glue out on the wax paper when I do this. That'd probably be a good place to start. Why didn't I stick to like 1-to-1 scale woodworking or something like that? I'm like holding my breath as I paint the glue on. And I'm trying to get like a decent amount of glue like around the windows and on the edges so that the edges don't start peeling up, but without putting so much glue on that I get like squeeze out all over the place. So just wiping off a little bit of the excess glue. It is true, I would not have room for 1-to-1 scale. I don't really even have room for HO scale, which is a little bit how I got into N scale, is that being in this scale would give me a little bit more options. All right. So we're going to turn this over, give it a little pressure. Use your fingers to spread the glue already. It's an hour already. Look, I'm on step 11. We're going to do steps 12 and 13 next. So here is piece 12. This piece right here. Don't rush me, Tom. Don't rush me. Oh, see, I didn't turn the piece. I just need to turn the piece and then cut straight. So much easier. Just turn the piece. Don't let Tom in the chat rush me. Don't give in to pressure. I know they're not steps, Tom, but they're steps. If you know what I mean, they're steps. So you think this would be easier, just stick my finger in it and just rub it all over with my finger? But then I'd end up with a bunch of DNA on it. I don't know if I want my, I don't know if I want my mark on this. Am I being too careful with the glue? Should I just slop it on a little bit more? Not worry about being neat and tidy with it. Not worry about getting it into the grooves. Whew. I'm still on step 1. No, I am not on step 1. That right there was step 12. So turn it over, give it a little pressure. Roy, thank you so much. I think this is a good lesson for everyone to remember. So Rick is asking how many steps there are. It looks like there's 44 steps. So I don't know if we're going to finish. Yes, Tom, I will be getting another applicator. Rita says that those are not step numbers, they're part numbers. Well, it's follow steps. What does it say right there? Follow steps in numerical sequence. All right, so let's do this other side. Let's ignore Tom for a couple minutes. I'm just kidding, Tom. I'm just kidding. So once I finish this piece, I will be beyond the 12th step. See, I gotta remember to turn it. Don't rush. Just take your time. Just cut it. You gotta remember, I'm still a beginner, basically. No, I mean I'm definitely still a beginner. So, you know, I'm learning as I go. So I do still need to take my time. So this will take a little bit longer probably than a seasoned structure builder. We're gonna do another little dab of glue. Get another little mini brush. If anybody's wondering, I got a whole bin of little brushes over there, so don't worry, I won't run out of little brushes. We will not have to stop this project due to a lack of little brushes, because I know somebody out there was worried about that. Thought you learned with that wiring, white slash marked wire, but yeah. Yeah, that was kind of interesting, right? Reading the directions and finding such a big error like that in the instructions. And not, you know, if it would have said like plus and minus, I would have had a way to kind of troubleshoot it. But because it just said, you know, white wire dash stripe, I didn't really have any way of, it was much harder to troubleshoot it. Tom Strains and Things says, I use one brush for many models, just wipe it off between the fingers. There are no rivets on a building. Honestly, I have so many of these mini brush applicators that it's probably a good thing for me to get rid of a couple, because I think I've got them coming out of everywhere. So there's step 13. So now we need step 14 and 15. So step 14, part 14, is this little piece here, which looks like it's this piece here. Oh, interesting. Looks like I've already knocked a couple of these pieces. These pieces here, looks like I already lost 2 of them somewhere. Can you guys even see what I'm pointing at? No. Can't even see what I'm pointing at. Looks like I lost a couple of these pieces. I don't know where they went. They seem to be gone. But this is piece 14. And piece 15 is this guy here. So we're basically adding a little bit of a we're adding a little bit of a frame, it looks like, to this window. So this is 14. Now what I don't know. Oh, interesting. Look at that. So this piece actually goes into, actually going to go into the house. Hope the building is not sitting in glue. No, it's not. I think I'll only make that problem, or I'll only do that once a show. Hopefully. No guarantees though. There we go. So this, I'm gonna clean that end up just a little bit. So this piece here, so this piece, as I drop it in the glue, let's move the glue. So this piece is gonna go I can pick it up. This piece is gonna slide in here. I'm actually gonna turn this over. I'm gonna see if I can't slide it in there. Just like that. And now it's a little windowsill. I have no idea. I'm not really sure how I want to glue that. If I even want to glue it. I guess you know what I can do? Let's put a little bit of glue on the top of this. There we go. And then if we take this again and we drop it in there. And give it a little downward pressure. That's really pretty cool. I don't know if that's showing up at all. You can just make it out. A little lip right there. Do you recycle your dried glue? No, I don't recycle my dried glue. That's a good question though, Tom. I appreciate that question, Tom. That's good thinking there. I'm just kidding. I don't, So here we are. Why do I feel like I'm going to be here like all night? So Andy, if you're heading out, come back first thing in the morning. I'll probably still be here. I think it's pretty awesome that you can actually see that on this camera. I think that's kind of neat. You can use your own applicators as a light pole. Wait, everyone's asking if I recycle my glue? Okay, so here I don't know where that's going. So I'm gonna let's pick this up. Tweezers. Let's back this up a little bit. So this guy goes right here. And I'm just doing a little dry fit first so I know what to expect. There we go. Okay. So I know where I want it to go. Let's get a little drop of glue. I'm not really going to be here all night. I hope I'm not going to be here all night at least. If I'm here all night, so now the trick is going to be remembering which side I just put the glue on. And then I'm actually finding for the end scale that using the sharp point of the X-Acto blade actually a pretty good way to kind of try and move these pieces around. Apologize, I'm concentrating, so I'm not talking. Apparently, I cannot chew gum and talk at the same time. There we go. So that was 14 and 15. 16 through 18 are the acetate. Boy, I don't remember where I put the acetate. I'm kind of hoping I lost the acetate. Maybe I should have put it in my little bowl so I wouldn't have lost it. Anyone remember where the acetate? Oh, here it is. All right, so there's the acetate. So 16 through 18 are acetate. 18 is I don't know where 18 is. I think this is supposed to be 18 here. I guess it really doesn't matter, right? This will be fun to watch them put windows in. I wish it told you where the windows went. It doesn't even tell you. I'm getting scissors. My little detail scissors. So 18 is supposed to be this little piece over here. I realize you can't see what I'm doing. I can't see what I'm doing. I was looking around because I heard a sound and I wasn't sure if I was still on the air or not. So this is supposed to be 18. Dang it. So immediately doesn't glue the project to the bench. What's the question? Call me in the morning when Heath is there. Yeah, so the wax paper helps the glue not stick to the bench or to anything down there. It makes it kind of easy to an easy way to pry it off of the bench. So this one should go. This piece should go in this window. I'm just realizing if I'm going to do all of these, if I'm going to do these close-ups, I need to get a manicure before I do these. So this should go in here. Boy. It's like I know I just put it in there. Oh, you can't see it. Look at that. It's in there. I'm not really sure how to glue it in there, though. Who's losing 11-3? Yeah, I'm on a PC, so I probably would get the blue screen of death if this whole thing went down. All right, so that's probably going to stay in there. And we're probably going to be able to see it on the front. Because that was probably exactly the wrong way to put the glue on this. So we're going to do it differently on the next one. Yeah, I should have used canopy glue. That's what I should have done. All right, that'll be okay. I'm going to live with that. We'll all live with that. We'll all be okay. You know what we haven't done, though, is we haven't put a... Oh, it does say put 23 in here. 16 through 18. So what are the other... I really want to put the other... I want to put these other window things in before I put the... I want to put 19 and 23 in before I put the glass in. I mean, I know it doesn't say to do that, but these guys here are 19 and 23. So I'm going to put those in before I put the glass in. I know I'm going out of order. I know. I might be messing this all up. So this could be a disaster. I don't know if I'm going to put lights in it yet. I probably should. Dragon Ball, people were asking about you earlier. I don't know why, like, some of this glue just dries so fast. Like, why does the glue dry so fast? Are you putting up curtains? Probably. No, I don't. I highly doubt this guy living out in the middle of nowhere has curtains on his little shack. I mean, I know I called it a love shack, but it's really a shack for the guy that lives down by the river. I want to see another video of someone putting this thing together. There we go. It's another windowsill. I'm basically just going around and putting the windowsills in now before I put the acetate in, because I don't know. That just kind of makes sense to me. Okay, no van down by the river jokes. I still don't get the joke. I still need to go watch the clip that everyone's talking about. One day, maybe. One day. I mean, this company, like, must, people must buy these kits and put them together and stuff. So there's got to be a bunch of these out there. I'd be really curious to see other people's versions. This is technical. Oh, let's put it in the one that doesn't have a. This is definitely harder than I expected it to be. All right, so acetate 22 is the transom for the door, which it looks like is this guy here. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything except for the acetate as I'm moving forward. I may or may not come back and do the acetate again. I mean, it's N scale. I mean, are people really going to even be able to see the acetate? Are people even going to be able to see the shack? Are people going to be able to see the little ledge on the way into the door? On the way into this person's little shack? You can put it on stilts and call it a yard tower. Oh, that's an interesting idea. I do think, I don't know if people have seen the T-Trak module that's going on, but it's behind me back there. But it's going to be a little, it is going to kind of be a shack down by the river. I mean, not a van, but just a little shack by the river. It's on YouTube. Everyone will know. Yeah. That is true. People will come over to my place and they'll look at the little shack and they'll go, "Oh, where are the windows? I should have done a dry fit of this before I glued it in." We're getting there. These little details definitely make a big difference. That's for sure. I guess I should have known when I started trying to put together that palette the other day. So you can maybe make out there's a little ledge on the door, and then all the little windows have little ledges to them as well. 22, 23, 19, 20. I have not done 20 yet. Let's see. Can I figure out which? So 20 is one of these guys. Let's see. 20 is actually this one here. I may have to stop this and pick this one up next week. We'll see if anybody shows up next week. They know they know I'm going to do part 2 of this. So let's see. 20 goes on what? I guess it's got to go on that. It's not quite saying that, but that's the only thing that makes sense. I did seem to lose a couple pieces, but I'm not 100% sure yet. I guess I'm just assuming that this used to be a full piece of paper and there were some spots on the paper missing. There we go. So that's going to look like that. So let's get a little bit of glue on it. Why are you saying that, Tom? So I'm actually going to do this over here. So I'm going to put some glue on that. $10.56. Yeah, I may have to shut this down tonight. Um, the numbers of people watching keep going down too, so you know, eventually nobody will be here anymore except for me. After tonight's build, everyone might want to change their the answers on the poll. So while we're letting this dry, I'm gonna just play my little thank you thing. Thank everyone that's members of the channel, either Patreon or YouTube, as well as thank all my supporters. So part 24 is the beam across the roof. So let's get that guy in there tonight. There's a couple more little window things to finish up. But let's get a couple more of these bigger things done. Rebel, I think this is the first time you've cut one from the beginning. Usually you're coming in as I'm leaving. Not that that's bad. I mean, it's all good. Oh, look. Looks like the poll ended on its own. So 46% of people said both, either. I like both formats. 22% are just here for the donuts. 21% like the solo, and 9% like the group. So I think that's kind of interesting. All right, so that's gonna go in like that. So let's drop some glue. Drop some glue into that top. So Roy Eltham, your end scale. Are you gonna get one of these kits as well? So we can see your version of the kit. Sparky, you didn't miss a thing. I'm still on step 1. There we go. Got that in without too much drama. Yeah, this guy's $10. Which I do think is a pretty decent price. If I twist my arm along with Cameron, how hard do I have to twist your arms? I mean, doesn't this look like fun? How can you look at me putting this thing together and not think that this is just like so much fun? Trying to figure out what this piece is. Oh, 33, I'm not there yet. If you guys put it together, maybe you'll be brave enough to put the acetate on the inside of the windows. All right, so this is the piece that goes here. Yeah, Rebel, if you're end scale though, this is where it's at. This is the size. Doesn't get any better than this. Ooh, take a breath. Take a breath. There we go. Another little window detail. I can see why they say paint these ahead of time, because there's no way I'm painting those window details separate. Jigoku, if this is a GC laser kit, the West End Shack. Excuse me. And I'm about on part... that was part 25. I've done part 24. The next thing it's saying to do is put the door on, which we can definitely do today. And then I think once I get this door on, I think I'm going to put a pause on this and come back. Maybe do this next week. Maybe. Everyone's like, no, do something different. We don't want to see this. So we're gonna glue this door on like this. So we need to put glue. We're gonna do this slightly differently. I'm gonna put glue just right on this. I know, living big. Yes, Lynn, this will be a cliffhanger. There'll be a Love Shack part 2. Tom says do a video of the rest. Yeah, I know. If I had the time, I definitely would. What I may end up doing is just what I should do is edit this down into a video and do that. Do it that way too. I need to get back to editing videos. That is for sure. So there's that. I gotta remember where I put the door. Okay. So next week we'll finish it up, but let's see if I can zoom in a little further just to take a look at what we got going. Let's just see. So we got the door, and the door has a little handle on it. You can see the little handle there. And the door will open and close. This window has a little ledge. This guy also has a little ledge on the bottom there. Yeah, if I did this again, I would definitely paint everything first, although painting makes me nervous. After watching you, I put all the small pieces on before gluing on the floor. The problem with doing that is if we look back at the instructions, right here, is the floor part. The floor part is what actually holds up all the walls and stuff. And the walls actually like slot to the outside of the floor, so you wouldn't actually be able to put the floor on second. But I agree with you; it would be great to do the floor separately. So, yeah, Awesome Eric is saying the door handle's upside down. That's because you're in Australia. Here in the U.S., it is not upside down. It is absolutely correctly the right way, and I just got glue on the instructions. So yeah, so I think if you haven't seen it, for those of you, so here's the plan. Let me so here's a little bit of the plan. We've got the shed I built last week. This is the dog house right here. We've got a little outhouse here. We got a little picnic table, and we'll be adding this little shack somewhere along here. And this guy is going to be basically. Sorry, I'm just trying to give you guys a better view what I got going on. This guy will be living down by this little pond right here. Little water area, so we'll have a little water feature with some boats and stuff. And yeah, I think we're getting somewhere. I don't know why the shed is so big. I did not realize that shed was going to be so big when I first started putting it together. This is my random guy that lives down by this lake. I don't know who he is. But yeah, this shed I think is going to end up being a little like train drop-off little shed. Oh, Rebel, I would love to see it. Go check out Rebel's channel. Definitely go. Split Rock, are you still on here, or are you gone? Where's the airport going? I don't think I'm gonna have an airport, except for these little boats. I don't think I'm having any ships. Yeah, funny. I haven't named my guy yet. Should the guy be named Tom? Is that? Uh-oh. People are throwing down. Here we go. Cameron's bought one. Rebels bought one. Now we just need Roy to buy one. But yeah, it's kind of a neat, it's a neat little shack, all things considered. But thanks everyone so much for being here. Next week, I will be attempting to finish this build. In the meantime, go watch some model railroad videos and have a really good week. And thank you all so much for being here.